I say there's more of a WAIMM initiative to let the whole world know the people who are behind the industry now, those who are shaping the industry by way of regulation and training and career development. That's why we are here. Who is Prof Owusu?
Well, I'm the head of department for the Department of Geography and Resource Development, and I'm also an associate professor at the Institute of Statistical, Social and Economic Research, which is basically the main social science research unit within the University of Ghana. I joined the university 11 years ago after completing my PhD in Norway, precisely at the Norwegian University of Science and Technology. Earlier, I've done my master's over there, that's 97 to 99, and then I came back to Ghana, and then after a year and a half, I went back for the PhD. Actually, I'm a product of this department at this university. I completed 96 and international service. I went to Norway. So basically, I've been here. I came back. This is my 11th year, and then in 2012, I was asked by the university to come and head this particular department. So basically, at the University of Ghana, I find myself in 2 units. That's at ESEM, and also here. So I have an office over there as well. Yeah. But in terms of what I can add, many of the research work that I've done has been in the area of urban development. But that also took me in, if I can get the year very right, that is, I think 2012, thereabout. No, yeah, I think, yeah, 2008 to 2012, I was involved in a big project, which was titled Making the Most of Commodity Project, yeah, MMCP, which was funded by the Open University, UK, and then the IDRC, that is the International Development Research Center in Canada, and some other donors. But the project was centered on Ghana, and then South Africa, Tanzania, Angola, and then Nigeria. In Ghana, we were looking at the impact of gold mining on urban development and regional development. So that's that's why I came in, my background, and work in the area of urban development. And then in South Africa, we're also looking at the gold mining industry. And then in Tanzania, it's also gold. And then in Nigeria and Angola, my colleagues who are working on the project look at the oil industry. So that really brought me, into finding out mining, particularly gold mining. I must say that my PhD somehow also touched a bit on gold mining, because I did my PhD work was centered on small towns, looking at 2 towns. Dunkonofi, Dunkonofi is a mining town. Yeah. And then another town in the central region, Chufupras. Yes. So, my master's work that I did for my master's thesis was basically on Dunkonofi, but that work was on decentralization in the Upper Densha district. Yeah. And so, issues about mining, because the whole of the Upper Densha area, there's a lot of mining, even though the 2 works did not touch directly on mining. So before this work, I would say that was a little bit that took me into the issues about mining, and the master's work and the PhD work. And then finally, we had this research project. Yeah. And it was quite interesting because it then allowed me to look at the mining industry critically. So we got some data from the Mineral Commission, and then we did some interviews with my colleague from South Africa, the Chamber of Mines. We visited a few mining companies based in Accra here.
Okay.
And then we also visited Tapa, and then some of the mining activities around the area. Yeah. So I got insight into a lot of insight into mining, particularly its contribution, and that culminated in a paper, a very well cited paper, which you can find if you go Google Scholar, you see a paper on where we questioning the enclavity, the issues about the enclave nature of the mining industry. Because our main argument in that paper was that, look, if you take Ghana, well, it may be an enclave activity in some countries, in some regions. But for Ghana, if you look at the extent to which the mining industry contributes in terms of physical linkages, money from taxes, and so on, and how much the contribution to the general economy, you cannot simply call it an enclave activity. It goes beyond that. Yeah.
Prof, at least you've had both ways, and then you've had also things in Norway as well.
Yeah.
Let's look at the standards now. What do you would you comfortably say our professionals are being trained to that standard now, currently, as we speak?
Yeah.
You know,
let me tell you something. I think in terms of training, we've done well. I met the owner of a mining company called Barak. It's a US-based company, and they were doing some mining activities in Tanzania. So I did a presentation.
Barrick Gold.
It's called Barak.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's Barak something gold, something. It's a mining company. And at the time, they were involved in mining in Tanzania. So I did my presentation, and then he came to me, and then he started mentioning, fufu, apesi, and so on. I was like, what is this? Where is this coming from? And then he told me that, well, he owned this mining company.
Yeah.
And then when he moved into Tanzania, Tanzania has very limited experience when it comes to gold mining.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. And that he had to recruit people from Ghana. And so, with his company in Tanzania, at the time, brother I spoke to him, he said almost 98% of the staff were from Ghana. Actually, he came to Ghana to recruit. And then it was that I got to know that all the new gold mining countries, Mali, Burkina Faso, Niger, all these countries coming on board, because they had not had attachment to mining, regulation, and so on and so forth. They hadn't invested into the training.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. But if you take Ghana, we have our universities, to the extent that long ago, we even established departments and units to train people in mining. Yeah. We now have a whole university dedicated to training of professionals in geology, geological engineering, all aspects of engineering and mining. So I think in terms of capacity, we are not doing bad. There's more that we need to do in terms of research. There's more that we need to do in terms of investing in building capacities here. I only say we are up to the standard that we need to attain as a country. But looking at the fact that long ago, UST, Legon,
there in the 40s.
Exactly. We started and you realize that today, you know, some of the individuals and companies moving into the even the oil sector, which is new to us.
Yes.
You know, because of all the capacities which have been developed in gold, in the area of gold and other minerals, it has allowed these companies and individuals to be able to extend it to the mining sector.
Yes, it has been. You're right. I mean, it's been smooth sailing.
Yeah.
But then I was looking at it from this context too. In terms of professionalism and resource development, would you say we are there?
Yeah, we are not there. If you take a country like Norway that I'm very familiar with, the investment they put in. In Norway, there is a unit. They put a huge amount of resource that they put in terms of building capacities, research, and so on and so forth. And we need to do a lot. For me, we as a country need not fail. Yeah. Look, I've traveled extensively, and I can say without any that, you know, if you take a country like Norway, they've really used their mineral resources. The benefit that has come from mineral resources very well. Look, when I was there, you know, a few years ago, this is a country where they've taken resources from them because they've used it so well. They've been able to diversify the economy. They've been able to extend it into the social realm. Norway has one of the best social welfare systems that you can talk about. And
right, the whole of Europe.
Yeah, the whole of Europe. You know, I used to tell people that that is the only country that I know that even before the before what do you call it? A child is born. The state takes care of the child. If you are, whether you are immigrant or indigenous, and once you are recognized as having the right document to be in Norway, and you are a lady, you get pregnant, you go to your what you call midwife, who certifies that you are pregnant. You know, they put you on the state's support system. And I can tell you, 6 months before your before your due. The state at the time, I can't remember, they were giving pregnant women after labor, they give you almost about $6,000. And that is the state's contribution to the child who's coming. That take this money and take care of the child. And then every month, there's something that they will give to the mother to support the child. Yeah. And you ask yourself, where are all these things coming from? It's coming from the oil. Yeah. They've to manage the oil so well. And they've been able to do that, because Norway is also the country where, good governor took a firm hold before they got hold of the oil. So the right strategies were put in place. And that is, as a country, that's something that we need to do. Yeah. The governance of the oil sector is quite critical. Otherwise, you will have all the minerals in the world, yes, you believe in abject poverty.
Yeah. Prof, you've come a long way. I mean, you've seen almost everything. What would you say have been most of your important highlights? At least there's been some drivers along the line. Would you say you've accomplished what you wanted? And then if you can tell us at least about 2 or 3 of the most important highlights of your profession so far.
Well, let me put it this way. I've come to understand education is very, very important. And it's critical for the development of the individual as well as the family, the community, and the state. Education is critical. And even I've also come also to realize that in terms of getting individuals and household and groups out of poverty, the quickest way by which you can do that is through education. The quickest way that you can do is through education. Personally, my mother never went to school. My father had very limited education. But as a family, we were fortunate to have a mother and father who decided that, look, 10 siblings, they were going to invest whatever they have into our education. And the results have been quite clear to all of us. And so I've come to realize that as a country, for us to be able to move out of the poverty, the deprivation, and so on and so forth, we need really to invest in education, and build the capacity of our population. That is the only way that we can quickly, you may have the resources, the natural resources, and so on and so forth. If that does not go with improvement or investment in education, we will not be doing ourselves very much. Investment in education is quite critical.
We need to build capacities, and the bottom line is we need to really hugely invest in education. What would you want to say to future professionals, young men and women who are now being trained, they are now in school, those who are also working? What would you want to tell them?
I mean, they should aspire to, the sky should be the limit. There are obvious challenges on the way, but they should persevere and work hard. I see today a number of people wanting to move on in life, have the best of life, but they simply don't want to work for it. They should work. I mean, working hard. I mean, it's a must. It's something that you can't. And also be able to persevere. Because if you don't persevere, then what is going to happen? The little, challenge that comes your way, you are likely to give up. So perseverance, but also bear in mind and know there are obvious challenges on the way that you need to overcome.
Hard work is non-negotiable. We should persevere, stay focused, and
actually, my secondary school, that's where I took note of perseverance. That's our motto. Hard work and perseverance. You need to persevere. Huge challenges. Today, young men and women are growing in different environments.
Yes,
there's a lot of competition, but I also see a lot of opportunity. It's the extent to which people can avail themselves to the opportunities. Why is also bearing in mind, look, there are challenges that they need to overcome. Those are the things, and once you have that sense of perseverance, and look, irrespective of the challenges, irrespective of the hurdles that I need to overcome, I'll persevere and clear focus as to what I need to achieve in life. For me, that is what I went through, and that is really what I said.
Thank you so much for your work.
Thank you.